you take a look here at his career stats, and he did say, not true. He told him, you're done. He didn't mean like you're done. And Antonio Brown decided that he wanted to leave because he wasn't getting the ball. From 2013 to 18, he got the ball plenty. 6 straight seasons with at least 100 catches, longest streak in NFL history. And during that stretch, Brown had 20 more touchdown catches than the next closest player. So if Brown's career ended on that fateful day Saturday with him ripping his shirt off, if that's it, all right, and it's over in the NFL, I'm going to start with you there, Graz. What do you make of him as a Hall of Famer?
Well, I think he should be a no doubt Hall of Famer. I mean, those numbers he just put up, that 6-year stretch where he was far and away the best receiver in a league where the passing game was proliferating at historic levels, right? Everybody was throwing to everybody, and this guy was still putting up dominant numbers that dwarfed everybody else's. I don't think there should be any question. Now, will there be, right? We've seen in the past the Hall of Fame voting process is very strange and very flawed, and it's 50 people in a locked room having a secret meeting once a year deciding who's in the Hall of Fame. We could do a whole episode on what the issues are with that. Made Terrell Owens wait a couple years, etc. But I don't think there should be any debate about whether he's in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think there's a debate, RC, that he has tarnished his legacy with the actions over the last couple of years. But do you think he has ruined his chance at being enshrined?
You know what? I can't say that he's ruined his chances. He's definitely lessened his chances. Listen, we know that these dudes get in the room and they talk about personality and how much they like certain people. Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he wasn't because of some of the other things or some of the perceptions that people had of him. Also, look at Aaron Rodgers. Like, we got a dude right now that's looking at him like, well, I don't think you can be the MVP if you act like that. That ain't your job. Your job is to watch what people do on the field and say whether or not they deserve a certain accolade based on that. And for that 6-year span, I don't think it was just Antonio Brown was the best wide receiver in the league. I think Antonio Brown was the best wide receiver that had ever played throughout that stretch. And the numbers back that up. And so if you could say that about any player at any position, that player deserves to be a Hall of Famer. But we know they'll get in that room and they'll talk about Antonio Brown as opposed to how he's treated Ben Roethlisberger and the way that he's treated now Tom Brady. And that will be something that's part of the discussion on whether he gets in or not.
The allegations, the accusations, it's not just about what he's done on the field or to his teammates, but also some of the allegations off of it as well. Do you think that's fair, Mikey T, that we would judge him based on his, not only just his body of work, but who he is, or at least who we believe him to be as it pertains to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it is part of the process, and I agree with the guys, which is Terrell Owens to me is the closest example, which is on the field, there's really nothing to discuss. He's an all-time great, but those Hall of Fame voters, they have like their process, whether we agree with it or not. It will be a factor, and that's just the way the system is. So I think eventually he gets in, but it'll be some years of consternation, unfortunately, because all the off-field issues will weigh in whether we like it or not. So he'll get in, but it won't be, it'll take at least a couple of years.
Ninko, you played many years with a Hall of Famer and Tom Brady. Do you think that Antonio Brown is worthy of being in the same hall as him?
Well, definitely based on stats and what he's done for the game. But when you think about the guys that are voting in Hall of Famers, they really, really are critical of putting in guys that they feel have made the NFL better in the big picture, in the big scheme, in the long term. When you think about what we will remember from AB, it will be his last moment playing football, and that's running off a football field, taking off all his stuff. I think that will have a really very big impact on his future and everything else that he gets into. People are going to remember that more than that 6 years of dominance.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.